Welcome, rightful heir of the Taurus Megistos, Princess Nadia.
Me?
We have awaited your arrival so that we may hand down the history of Atlantis to you.
But who are you?
Creations of the inhabitants of the M78 Nebula.
The M78 Nebula?
The M78 Nebula is 277.5 light-years from the Earth's solar system. The people of Atlantis made an emergency landing on the Earth 2,400,000 years ago. The Atlanteans were forced to live on Earth, for they were unable to return to their own star. Here they created as powerful a civilization as they could. They did so to banish the darkness from this untamed planet. But in so doing, they made an unfortunate error. They used their technological marvels to wage holy wars. As a result, their great cities were reduced to desolation. Afterwards, the few survivors of Atlantis built a new civilization on the continent of Pangaea. That civilization was once again destroyed by the hunger for war. You have the power of the Taurus Megistos.
Taurus Megistos?
You see, Nadia, the blue water was once called the Philosopher's Stone.
Does this stone contain such awesome power?
That I cannot say. The rightful possessor of the Taurus Megistos can either be God or devil, for they will know of the beginning of all life.
And I have inherited this power.
Yes. You are not a human being. You are the heir of the Atlantean dynasty of the M78 Nebula.
I am not a human being. I am an Atlantean. A long time ago, the people of Atlantis fought among themselves. They hated each other with such a passion. They killed as many as they could. No conscience would stop them. Humanity was in great danger. One ark was burned, and it sank into the sea. That was Atlantis. And the other ark lost its master and disappeared without a trace. That was Red Noah, the sinking island. The last ark lost power and fell to Earth, here. The only survivors were those aboard this ark, the Blue Noah. It was here they established a kingdom. I am the princess of Neo-Atlantis. It's just as Gargoyle said. It's terrible to admit, but those are my people too.
Where are we?
This is the center of the palace, the top of the Tower of Babel. This is Tartessos, my homeland.
It's an island.
Electra once asked us, what is the tower's real function? She seemed to me to be implying that it wasn't simply a weapon.
It's not.
Huh? What is it then?
It communicates with our real homeland. It uses light.
Your real homeland? But Tartessos is your homeland. Isn't that what you told us?
The place my people first came from is not here. It's 277.5 light years from here.
Light years?
Yes. It's a unit of measuring extensive length. 277 light years is the distance you would go if you were traveling at the speed of light, Jean.
What is the speed of light?
300,000 kilometers a second.
What are you talking about? If it's that far away, then it's not even on Earth. So, Tartessos, that means that Atlanteans are...
That's right. From another star. My people are not human at all. I'm not like any of you. I'm an alien being.
So you're pleased with my garden in the sky? This represents the apotheosis of Neo-Atlantean science.
Science?
Correct. Every tree, every flower, every blade of grass you see was created by us. Best of all, we have designed them to be immortal. Their beauty will never fade or fall to the season's brutal whims. Neo-Atlantean science has improved the defective craftsmanship of the originator. We have mastered the technology to become the creator of all things. We are the new gods.
Such arrogance.
Nadia. Do you know what this is?
It looks like a human. Preserved.
Yes. This is the first human being assembled by the ancient Atlanteans. His name is Adam.
Adam?
The Old Testament says that God created him in his own image.
It really is a human?
It's an experiment. It seems that this was the smallest size they could make at first. They continued to refine their model until they reached the present-day size.
So then, humans were always meant to...
Yes. They were created to be the servants of the people from Atlantis. It all happened almost 2.5 million years ago. When the Atlanteans first came to Earth, they were too few in number to properly advance their civilization. So they tried to make loyal servants for themselves. They started with the whales, which seemed fairly intelligent. That was a failure. Some of their descendants survived to this day.
They were just like Irion.
You know of him, do you? Next, they turned to the primates. They allowed them a rather high intellectual level, so that their motor skills could be used more effectively. However,
this time they made the human beings to look exactly like their Atlantean creators.
But Charles Darwin's series maintains that man evolved naturally from the lower apes.
Jean, are you familiar with the term missing link?
Missing link?
Yes. It is said that humans evolved from apes. But that leads to some important questions. Why does man have so little hair on his body? Why is he able to use complicated tools? How did he learn to speak? Science still doesn't know how to answer these questions. The link that connects human beings to the apes. This link has of yet never been discovered.
If we take into account that the Atlanteans forged that link themselves...
Precisely. Then it makes perfect sense.
But how could you make a monkey into a man?
Quite simply.
through genes.
Genes?
Yes. It is like a natural blueprint for the creation of man. It was the ancient Atlanteans who drew this blueprint.
What's this?
Ah, yes. These are incomplete specimens, failed experiments. This is truly mankind's museum of his storied past.
It's horrible.
Do you think so? You really shouldn't let it upset you so. We Atlanteans are their creators and their masters. You must realize this and accept it, Princess Nadia. Aren't these exquisite? Take a long look at these marvelous works of art. They were all created by the people of Atlantis over 12,000 years ago. They were superior in the arts as well as the sciences. This achievement is something that humans could only hope to duplicate.
All crewmen prepare to disembark. We have arrived in Atlantis.
Atlantis? It is incredible that a place like this exists at the bottom of the sea. Atlantis, a legendary continent that vanished from the Earth 12,000 years ago. No life remains in these ruins. It is a world of silence and death. Atlantis, I wonder what brought your destruction. Interesting. These stones feel like glass. And they all have a uniform size and shape. They must have been created under great pressure.
That's correct. The heat was so intense it melted the rocks. The blast came from the crystal tower we just ascended. That is the Tower of Babel. Gargoyle attempted to construct one like it, but he failed. This is the original, and it will never demonstrate its power again. Truthfully, it was never intended to be used as a weapon.
Then what exactly was its purpose? What are those?
Gravestones.
Gravestones? How do you know that?
I don't know.
We call it the Sunken Cathedral. This place was not originally built to be a cemetery. However, a long time ago, a great number of Atlanteans died here. This was used as a temporary resting place for those souls until they could return to their homeland. All those who die in the war against Gargoyle sleep here.
Atlantis. Neo-Atlantis. Blue.
That light killed the Queen of Tartessus. Your wife. We had no idea what was to follow. A coup d'etat that began with assassination and ended with victory for the filthy rebels. But the bloodshed had only begun. The leader of the rebels was the man who called himself Gargoyle. He changed the name of our kingdom from Tartessus to Neo-Atlantis. with the support of Emperor Neo, who wanted to unlock the ancient secret of the Tower of Babel. The seals were broken. The Tower of Babel regained its natural power. When Gargoyle attempted to demonstrate the tower's destructive power, our tragedy really began. Lightning overtook the land. Fire and wind raged throughout the kingdom for 7 days. It was a sea of fire. The angry water and earth swallowed everything, as if to blot out this abomination, as if to cover the gates of hell. The city was lost.
This is the new power plant that supplies the compound with electricity. Merely half of the plant's output would be enough to light Paris and London as bright as day. This incredible tool bestows on us the unlimited power of the Almighty. Behold the keystone of our strength. The Tower of Babel. Electricity from the power plant is fed into the tower, where it is converted into particle energy. This is the heart of Babel. Magnificent. The particle energy is accelerated through the spiral structure and compressed into the central chamber. It can then be released into the heavens in the form of a light beam. At that point, the vengeance of the gods can be unleashed. The beam is returned to Earth, destroying anything in its path with terrifying heat. Nothing within its grasp will live to see another day. We can direct the beam to any point on Earth and erase it within seconds. Our might is beyond measure. Such an enchanting vision. So much time, so many long years have gone into its fruition. And tonight, you will be treated to a first-hand view of its wonder. We shall recreate the final night of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah?
Yes. 2 great cities that were wiped from the face of the earth in one night by the wrath of God. They offended him so strongly that he negated their existence by supreme fiat. In a few short hours, that ability will no longer be his sole domain. Tonight, we will demonstrate our ascendancy to his throne on his chief creation. My dear colleagues, the day we have worked toward for so long has finally arrived. Tonight, the power of Atlantis will rise again!
Heal mankind! Heal Atlantis! Heal mankind!
After 12 long years and an enormous expenditure of funds, our plan has finally come to realization. It is my unparalleled honor to share the fruits of our labor with you here tonight. Without your unconditional cooperation, this fulfillment of our hopes would never have been achieved. Therefore, you will be the first to witness the advent of light from the gods. This light will be feared throughout the world. Humanity will kneel in bondage to Atlantis once again. We will supplant the old gods. Neo-Atlantis will lead mankind away from their deviant ways and back to the one true path. We will reclaim the paradise ruined by unworthy hands and rule a united planet. The first step will be taken tonight! And now, my friends, the demonstration begins.
Everyone is at their assigned posts, sir.
Good. Prepare to fire.
Understood. Preparing to fire.
Power down, now.
Powering down.
Get your hands up!
Release power flow, now.
Releasing power flow.
This is the control room. All circuits rerouted to the tower.
Understood. Circuit status report.
Circuits 1 through 16 connected. All channels are clear.
Have they found us? What's happening?
Feed power to all systems.
Power flowing to all systems.
Look at that! Oh, it's glowing just like the blue water did!
Artificial aura halcon activated. All circuitry viable.
Electrical inflow sound. Initiating particle accelerator.
Particle accelerator chamber pressure rising. Pressure normal. Ready for next phase.
What's happening to my lovely hair?
Voltage increased to second phase.
Commencing transmission to Slave Star Michael.
Transmission from Slave Star Michael has been confirmed.
All praise to our ancestors for their bountiful legacy. For 12,000 years it has waited in the cosmos, waiting for us to ascend.
Our test target will be the island of Volcania. Initiating directional locator.
There's a reading, sir! A non-indigenous high-energy output at 2 o'clock. It's unbelievably strong!
Have they completed the tower?
All systems fully operational.
Disengage safety systems. Target Volcania is locked.
Tolerance adjustment of reflection angle completed.
Auto-rotation tracking system is viable.
All safety systems disengaged. 30 seconds to critical pressure level. Maximum voltage has been attained.
"20 seconds to firing. All personnel take proper ocular safety precautions. 10 seconds to firing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So he's done it. Gargoyle has finally released the great abomination.
It is glorious. The world will know the wrath of God once again, and they will kneel in fear to our authority.
He has let loose the serpent from the pit. The world may not survive.
Sir, Red Noah. We found it at PX 703, among the ruins of old Atlantis.
So, it was in that pile of junk all along.
It's not a pile of junk. It's a sacred resting place.
Now that Gargoyle has both blue waters, he'll launch Red Noah and fulfill his destiny.
It's impossible. This is Red Noah?
Yes, this is the ship that will restore Atlantean control over the world. Now, allow me to guide you to the other Noah's Ark.